Hey everybody, hope you're having a good night. Sorry for the very late stream. I fell asleep and overslept. So yeah, we're gonna be playing Minecraft. We have a visitor with us. Next is going to be reading us some Nightmare Before Christmas, so I hope you enjoy that. But yeah, we're gonna be chilling with our residents and having some fun. Once the starting soon timer is down, I will undeafen in Discord and Next can say hi. Oh, Next is already in the chat. Given hearts. Heart. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Coast clear. Okay, you are I am undeafened, so if you want to say hi, you can.
Hi!
So, you ready to do some reading while I do some gaming?
Yeah. I'm just gonna warn everyone that I was sick not too long ago, so if my voice sounds awkward, it's because I'm still sick. Also, I have a very fun book in the spirit of the fact that it is Halloween. This book will probably be forgotten until December, if all honesty, and this doesn't go very well. So, But it's Nightmare Before Christmas!
Sounds great.
Your character's eyes really do phase through each other when you smile.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's because So in the editor, for some reason, it kept showing the eyes as like half closed. So I think since I went in and manually closed them all the way, now the actual rig is closing them is also trying to do that. So now it's just stacking and forcing them to phase through each other. So
I love you, but when you had
to fix that.
Sometimes I'm saying this, sometimes your character looks like they're mid-orgasm because of how your character turns.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I can see it. I'm looking at Twitch Studio right now. I can see my avatar.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Let's see here.
Also, does she not have arms?
Oh, she does. They're just kind of like tucked behind me. See? You can kind of see her sleeve. Hang on, let me... Because she's like sitting down.
Hang on. Yeah, I can see that.
We arms.
Okay, she has arms. I did not know this. The people watching this VOD later are going to be very confused because I said I was gonna read, but I got distracted.
I mean, it's only been 2 minutes, so I mean, I think
I
we're fine.
know. But they're still gonna be very confused because I know that I am stalling because stage fright. But I'm totes not stalling for stage fright.
I mean, you did a good job of fooling me. I thought we were just chatting about my VTuber having ups.
Although I will teach you how to rig your VTuber later so where her arms look like they're crossed in front of her.
Okay.
That way it looks more natural as if she's got them placed on something. I'll show you that stuff later.
Okay.
Because I've been watching rigging for dummies videos. I figured it would help you with yours later.
I mean, I am a dummy, so...
See, and it's for dummies. Therefore, it won't be that bad. Oop, I did seem to get a notification. A notification from my Twitch email saying that you're on stream.
What? I'm on stream? That's ridiculous.
Totes! Your totes on stream.
Wow. I never would have thought of that. Let's do the obligatory thumbnail face. I don't know if it did it because I'm actually like looking at Minecraft now.
It's making you look like you're like on drugs.
Yeah, let me flip over to... Oh, no, Minecraft just won't release my monitor, so I can't flip over right now. I'm just stuck in Minecraft. It'll forever be unresponsive.
The damn. I mean, it is reading world data. It's pretty busy.
I mean, for me, it flipped back to the world selection, and it's just like doing the Minecraft will not, and Minecraft has stopped responding, so.
Oh, God.
It'll just take a bit. We're fine. We're fine.
Yeah, I didn't actually plan on reading this book until you actually, like, loaded up the world and started doing shit.
We might need to do we might need to do an empty chair stream.
I mean,
the VTuber might be a little bit too much to handle right now.
Yeah, maybe. Come on, just pull a dream and do a faceless stream. No chair, no nothing.
Well, no, because I don't have to go in and like hide the chair layer, and that's so much work.
Come on.
Okay, Minecraft. So there's no longer. Sorry, what?
Nothing.
Did the avatar disappear yet, or are you still on the delay?
It's has no eyes, its mouth is dittoed, and it looks like it's about to puke.
Wait, what? Hang on. I'd check, but Minecraft is still holding my screen hostage.
Don't worry, I'll see if I can get my screenshots to work. Okay. I'll show it to you later.
Thanks.
Oh me, oh
Because like
my.
normally when I close the VTuber software, the avatar will just like disappear from the existence.
Nope, I think it is stuck.
Oh well, I guess I'll just be flabbergasted forever.
Well, this is awkward.
You could say I'm a shell of my former self.
Oh my gods. Dog. Oop, that.
Oop, that, oop, that, oop, that.
The screen suddenly like jumped to it being greenish blue and purple.
Oh yeah, that's just because I forced the program to close so I can reopen it.
But the model is still there looking like it's about to puke in the corner.
Yeah, I can see her. She's having some problems.
Is just...
Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Fixed it. I'll just have to remember that I fixed it next time so I can unfix it.
Okay.
Just waiting for Minecraft to open. I mean, it wouldn't be a Mining Nature YT stream if there wasn't insane tech issues at every single step of the process.
Yeah, that's fair. Although, this is what I meant by my voice being weird.
Oh, Jane.
Although, I do want to see if we could ever play Prop Hunt together. Because from the videos of people I've been seeing where they play Prop Hunt, the glitches make the game more fun. Oh, Jesus. I can see your stream in your stream.
That's because Minecraft decided to capture my window somehow?
It can do that?
Apparently.
Oh, okay then.
We're having streamception here. Don't worry about it.
Streamception. Mega.
Is it bad that I'm so scatterbrained I almost clicked off of my own stream to go watch Jaden Animation's stream?
That is a little bad. But also, Jaden Animation is streaming right now?
Yeah, she's streaming Phasmophobia.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so it's loading back up again.
Yeah, I see that. So apparently it's still holding my screen hostage, though, so I have to, like, Alt-Tab out to go to Twitch Studio. Or never mind, it's still holding my screen hostage despite that. Okay.
Damn.
Minecraft is being a bit needy right now.
Minecraft is the most attention whore of all.
Yes.
Besides you, of course.
Minecraft noticed that I took attention whore off of my Discord about me and was like, okay, fine, then I'm doing it. I replaced insecure attention whore with workaholic in my Discord about me.
Damn. You could have both.
So what, like insecure attention whore workaholic who streams sometimes? Just keep making the about me one word longer constantly.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that once the stream's over.
All I have in my head is the Nightmare Before Christmas opening song.
This is Halloween.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
In this town we call home, everyone hails to the pumpkin song. Na na
Everyone hails to the
na na na
na. Hopefully that's good enough to not get a copyright later.
I mean, the fact that we were both singing it, but we were like 4 notes away from each other, I feel like just made it completely incoherent.
What does that mean?
Because I couldn't understand it and I was participating in it. Okay, I'm gonna put on some like copyright-free music real quick, so that the stream isn't just us talking over silence.
I mean, talking over silence works. I could tell the stream the nightmare of what I do to paperback books, though.
Okay, tell them about what you do to paperback books.
I break the spine until it's only held together by a small dab of Elmer's glue and the god's awful hope of cement paste. I don't do that to hardcover books because it takes too much time. But paperback books, that's okay.
The fact that the song I randomly picked from the YouTube library was like incoherent guitar noise, like dramatic guitar sting as a song, behind you talking about how you torture books is just absolute perfection.
Nice.
Okay, how long is this guitar noise going to last for? Oh, it won't let me check because Minecraft's crashing again. Fun.
Oh my. Maybe we should play something besides Minecraft?
No. I already set the stream title and the categories, so I don't want to have to do that again.
Okay, fine. But maybe
Also-
let's try a non-modded world. Maybe that would crash less.
But then I have to set the stream title again, and I'm very stubborn.
Okay, fine, darling. Although I got asked something really weird out in public today.
Okay, what was that?
What, darling?
What was it?
I got asked, and I quote, "Oh, did you just move here?" No. "Oh, I figured you moved from, like, New York or something. You're too pale to be a country girl. I thought you'd have a tan." I'm just like,
Do they
thank you?
do they realize that New York is also very, very sunny?
Yeah, but apparently, like, New Yorkers actually put on sunscreen and care about themselves.
Oh, news to me.
Because I was hopping between shadows trying to avoid a tan.
Apparently
'Cause
everybody in my state is just incredibly edgy.
Damn. I want to be pale as a ghost, and people think I'm from fucking New York. No, born and raised in Texas. Born and raised in Texas. The voice could fool you. It could. But born and raised here.
Okay, so I'm not that stubborn, apparently. Because I'm getting sick of staring at a white screen.
I'm just doing. Oh, something changed on my screen.
You kidding me? Are you
What?
kidding me?
What?
You mean it worked just as I was closing it?
No, it went from the background of Life in the Village, and then it changed to the purple and green screen.
Oh, okay.
Although technically it's purple and blue. Now that I look at it, I'm using a color dropper. Yeah, it's blue.
Wait,
no
that's
green.
blue?
Yeah, that's apparently a ocean blue.
Ah, darn it. I gotta, change that then. Because the
Yeah, no. I'll send you a hex code for a green that matches your theme anyhow.
Well, no, because I was planning on making a custom one soonish anyway. I was just lazy, but I was using this one because it was quote unquote good enough for me because it felt kind of on brand. But if it's actually just blue, then I really gotta change it.
Yeah, no, it's just blue.
How's this one? Is that also blue?
Give me a second. I looked away from the stream. I can't. Yes, that is also blue.
Darn it. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna just tell you, hex code 5F8575 is called Eucalyptus Green, and it's a cool, greenish color that would look really good with the lavender that we were planning to use later.
Okay. For now, I'm just gonna use this one.
I do like the moon one. It is on brand for you. Oop, that's pink.
At least that one's not blue.
It's still got blue.
Are you kidding me?
Yes! Half of the screen is baby blue and the other half is pink.
No.
Now it just looks like we're having a gender reveal.
No, that's even worse. Okay, hang on, I'm getting vanilla Minecraft launcher up, and I'm not even gonna use a shader pack because I'm scared that'll crash it too. Vanilla survival Minecraft. That's not how you spell vanilla, apparently.
Oh, by the way, I want to let you know that if you play Mystic Mesa on, survival without it being on peaceful, then the weird things spawn in.
Okay.
Because there's a creeper that screams John Cena at you as it explodes.
I'm sorry, what?
It goes, and his name was John Cena, doo 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 doo.
Huh.
And it destroys more blocks than a normal creeper. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm half haunting at you and half haunting at Minecraft.
There is also sheep that you can get in Mystic Mesa that if you put them on stone, they can turn the stone to diamond.
Oh, sorry, what?
Yeah, they're called the diamond sheep.
Huh.
It's one of the mods in the mod pack. It allows you to feed them stone and stuff, and then they turn the stone around them into diamond.
That's interesting.
There's also Pokeballs and Golden Lassos that let you pick things up and carry them instead of dragging them on leads. Because the game is from an update, like a few updates back, before the new ones. So it's pretty an old version of Minecraft. So they have weird things to get around stuff. I just thought you should know. Because there's also Pegasi, and they only stream when you're, like, they only show up when you're, like, using it not on peaceful.
Okay.
So, yeah. Because they're aggressive, and they could buck you off. Unicorns try to stab you.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
The Pegasi will fly really high up in the air and throw you off. And then the Hippocanti will drown you.
Yeah, all of those actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah, Hippocanti are known for drowning people.
So,
Mostly humans.
Mojang just sent me through a maze of different launchers just to bring me back to the first launcher I tried. Which is part of why I sounded so confused during all that. Is because I just genuinely was.
That's okay, dear.
Because it's like, this launcher is no longer supported. Go click this link to get the new launcher. And then that one was like, oh, sorry, this launcher was actually just a redirect to this other launcher. And then that launcher was like, try Minecraft launcher.exe. And so that was the first one I tried. So I finally got it working. But there should not be a maze of launchers. They should not have to make new launchers like every year.
I mean, ridiculous. The updates sometimes just cancel out the others. It's easier that way. Oh, precious, my little Chirara. My little Chirara. You shiver in annoyance and fear. Don't laugh at me, Chirara. I'm talking to my 3-pound dog.
The weird thing is, I can't even figure out why Life in the Village wasn't loading. Like, it loaded the last time I streamed it, and if I turn off my VTuber avatar, it's the same setup.
Yeah.
Would it just be because we're on call that it just can't handle it for my laptop?
Maybe.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, sketchy doggo, sketchy doggo. If people hear weird noises on my end of the stream, it's most likely my dog. So I have her in my lap because she refuses to sit anywhere else. You're like a fucking cat. I leave you on the floor, you break shit.
We are back now.
Woo! We're back!
Let's just make a new world.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I don't have... I mean, I have, like, maps that I've been playing through, but, like, I don't play vanilla very often.
Yeah, you only play vanilla with me, and your job is to guard a sapling.
Yeah. And when I do play vanilla, I play with heavy shaders, so, like, none of these worlds are compatible. World name, streaming. Peaceful on world type. What are my options? I'll go with default, I guess. I'm streaming lol. Game rules? Let's try keep inventory and don't allow restricted mob options. Experiments? I like some experiments.
Oh, that one?
That'll probably just break everything, never mind.
Yeah, that's one with the stuff that they didn't actually include in the game.
Okay. We're at 0% build.
Alright. So I'm going to kill a clown for Halloween.
That's an interesting choice.
Me and my dog are gonna dress up, go out, carry a cardboard mallet. It's gonna be fun.
Sounds like it.
We're gonna go to the rich people neighborhood where they give out full-size candy bars.
Okay.
I thought that would be fun.
Sounds like it.
I'm mostly doing it for my little sister. She turns 3 tomorrow.
That is certainly an age.
It's a number.
'Tis indeed. Do people ever,
no.
people ever commentate on the world building, like when it was generating? Because I have no idea what to say during, other than just sit there. I just realized I left
People just
YouTube
talk to
music playing.
themselves.
Well,
Damn.
I guess I failed at talking to myself. Okay. There's a lot of stone. I will say that, I guess. Found stone.
Parkour. Oop. Found coal too.
Yeah.
Are you cursed to just always pop up in a great hills? Snow I spy?
I'm in a stony shore, apparently, and yet, I don't know. Is it stone? Is it snow? I have no idea what anything looks like anymore.
Well, go touch it. You'll find out if you start to die.
I'm not dying, so what's that mean?
That's probably snow.
Okay.
Yeah, the fact that it didn't drop you anything means that it's snow.
Okay.
You need a shovel to break it and get snowballs.
I can't
On the
jump.
rare chance. No, you cannot. On the rare chance that... Oh, that's powdered snow. You're dying.
Oh, is that why I can't jump?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I just keep
because that's
falling.
all powdered snow.
I just keep falling.
Yeah. You're just gonna die.
Oh no, I'm a little cold. Let me out.
The more the snowflake... There's no way out. You just continue to fall and die of cold.
Let me out. I got out.
Jump. Nope. Break the block underneath you.
What? Okay.
Oh no.
That sounds like the worst thing to do in Minecraft, but okay. Oh, hi.
Now don't walk on that anymore.
Walk on what?
On powdered snow, you need leather boots. Walk on it.
Oh, they made leather shoes actually helpful now? How?
Yeah, like all leather shoes allow you to walk on powdered snow. So go kill a cow. Do I see pumpkins?
Yes. Also, if you see a cow, let me know, because I don't see anything.
I mean, I found pumpkins from up a mountain, so you know. Where there are pumpkins, there are most likely trees.
If you see any, again, let me know. Because all I see is water and stone and some dirt.
I'm supposed to be reading.
Oh, right, sorry.
I've
Sorry
been
for
delaying
tripping.
it.
I mean, you could just, like, not read
No, it's fine.
if you don't
I've been-
wanna.
I do wanna, but I got distracted. Your failures at parkour are so adorable.
Look, I've been trying to learn parkour. I downloaded a parkour map, okay? Now I found trees.
There's trees. See? I told you there's trees.
Don't mind me failing to jump up a 1-block gap.
Again, the failing to jump up a 1-block gap. Okay, now that you've actually made it to a point where I don't have to babysit you on the world,
I mean,
then
I'm
I'll start
on a
reading,
cl-
okay?
I'm on a cliff. I don't think that I'm ever going to be safe.
No, but at the very least, you should be fine to get that iron that's right behind you.
Where?
Look down, look at the ground, and look at the stone. Down to the stone.
Oh, there it is.
Nope, it's behind you.
It's behind me?
Yeah,
In this cave?
right there, see? That iron right there that
Right
you
here?
hit is...
That's iron?
I love you. No, not in there. You hit it a second ago. Maybe the stream's just slow from the perspective I'm watching it.
Oh,
I'm gonna quit trying to help you now.
No, is it this? Is it this?
Go back to what you think it is?
This?
Yes.
Okay.
That right there, that is iron.
Okay.
You need stone pickaxe to get that, so...
I know that. I played old Minecraft, okay? I'm not a complete dumbass sometimes.
Otay? You said Otay?
When did I say okay?
You said Otay when you were trying to say okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is okay. I thought that was ridiculously adorable.
Okay.
Okay. Ready for The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, I just tried to put a waypoint down and I forgot I'm not playing modded.
I love you. It's
too.
okay. You've got this, babe. You've got this.
Okay, I miss modded. Oh, I found the nether. I'm gonna go there.
What the fucking what now?
I'm gonna go there.
Never mind. Oh,
Geronimo!
a ruined portal.
I fell very far.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, at least it was into water.
Well, yeah, that was the objective.
You always get weird things from there. Look, gold.
Unfortunately, no gold pickaxe.
No. But those are useless because they can't get anything anyways.
Well, they have iron mining level.
Oh, they do?
Or at least they did in old Minecraft, unless they debuffed them.
Ah, okay.
They had iron.
Ready?
Yeah, they had iron mining level and had fortune.
Okay. I think they still have fortune, by the way.
Okay, I'm just sprinting underwater apparently somehow.
Oh no, that's called swimming.
Okay.
They implemented swimming with the Oceans update.
Ah.
So it's like sprinting underwater, but
I see.
it's swimming. It makes your character lay down on its stomach and flip its arms wildly.
Interesting. Sounds like they accidentally just broke the model and then made it into an update.
I didn't think they did, honestly.
Oh, there's a ravine under here. Very interesting. I'm getting out of there as soon as possible.
I love you.
Oh, it's a...
Okay, prologue time. Ready?
Yeah.
Moving the mic closer to where you guys can actually hear me properly. Okay. Prologue, the hinterlands. At the edge of the living world, the hinterlands began. In this land between land, no leaves sprouted from the trees' branches. No bird's song coasted on the wind. Light always entered at a slant, as though it was perpetually dawn or dusk. When shadows were at their longest, few travelers had ever set foot in the hinterlands, and those who did returned with curious tales about curious things, like a November breeze that greeted them at the entrance to the forest, tickling the hair on their arms like the breath of a ghost. The trees there were not quite pine and not quite oak, but rather something in between. Then one wanderer pressed a calloused palm to the bark. He swore he felt an odd warmth, the spirit of the hinterlands. Most travelers turned back, suspicious of the forest, but the few who pressed on climbed a rise and stumbled upon a ring of 7 trees, tall enough to scrape the clouds with the finger-like tips of their branches. When the wind urged them closer, the wanderers discovered carved images in the bark. Each trunk bore a symbol from the holiday worlds of old: an unlit firework decorated with white stars, a scarlet-red heart, a 4-leafed clover, an egg painted with yellow, pink, and blues, a stout turkey, an evergreen tree decorated with tinsel and tiny gingerbread men, a pumpkin carved into a grinning, ghoulish face. While exploring the circle of trees, some travelers felt a breeze ruffle their hair, others saw the sizzle of spent fireworks, a few heard the tinkling of sleigh bells or the laughter of children. More than one wanderer smelled the mouth-watering aroma of pumpkin pie. Only the wind, and whoever had etched the shapes into the trees many, many years earlier, knew the truth about the carvings. They were much more than symbols. They were doors. When a few brave souls twisted the hidden doorknobs with trembling hands, they found dark tunnels on the other side. One ended in a snowy wonderland, the next to clover fields. Another led to a sky bursting with fireworks, and another to a garden where fat little cherubs flew around wielding heart-shaped arrows. A voice that was somehow both familiar and new reverberated amongst the trees. "'Twas a long time ago, longer now than it seems, in a place that perhaps you've seen in your dreams. For the story that you are about to be told took place in the holiday worlds of old. Now you probably wonder where holidays come from. If you haven't, I'd say it's time you'd begun. Only the bravest wanderers dared to approach the most trees. Those bold few reached for the doorknob, nose of a devilish grinning jack-o'-lantern, and opened the door to the land of dreams, or as they'd soon discover, nightmares. You okay over there?
Yeah, it just finally hit me as to why they call the caves and cliffs update. It's because everything's just a cliff now. There is no land. There is just cliffs and water.
Yeah, and when you go into caves, they can drop all the way down to bedrock if you're not careful.
Okay, so even the caves are cliffs.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I was wandering around the ocean trying to find any amount of land that isn't a cliff, but I guess I just have to scale a cliff.
Yeah, that is kind of a downside of that update. You were able to hear me just fine for the first prologue?
Oh yeah. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I was just, panicking in silence.
Okay, well, I'm at the first chapter, so we can take a little second for you to panic.
Okay, I am completely lost.
It's okay.
I
Also, my laptop tried to...
I finally found a valley between the cliffs, so I'm kind of wandering around in there, but
Okay.
at the same time, I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just hoping it opens out at any point. Oh, nope, that's just the end of the valley. It's just another cliff. Good to know.
Yeah. I mean, the newest update, the Tails and Trails one, just gives you suspicious sand and suspicious gravel and camels.
That's kind of
That's
sus.
it. That's all it added.
That's kind of sus. Oh, I found a cow!
Go kill it.
First, I gotta... How? Did they raise the build limit?
Yeah.
Okay, because that cliff goes past 8 chunks in the air.
Yeah.
It is
They
past
raised the build limit
right now.
Yeah, they did that.
Huh. That is
Okay, are
very
we good
high
enough
up.
to continue the story?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, there's lava blocking my path. Okay, I guess I have to scale the cliff. It's forcing me to
Okay.
enjoy the caves and cliffs update, apparently.
Yeah, most people don't like that generation thing. Okay. Ready for me to start chapter 1?
Yippers.
Okay. Chapter 1. 0 days till Halloween. What a night. The moon was full and
Ow.
fat, as a procession of monsters returned from the land of the living to their home of Halloween Town. Dead leaves skittered around their heels as they followed a sign, held by a pumpkin-headed scarecrow that directed them to the town's gate. The town itself rose high on a hill, full of angular buildings with rectangular lights glowing in the windows and creaky iron fences festooned with jack-o'-lanterns overhead. A sinister shadow eclipsed the moon, only to burst into a cluster of bats as they neared the gate. Every resident, from the hulking behemoth to the tiniest flea, agreed that it had been the most shriek-filled, terror-inducing Halloween anyone could remember. Their voices rang out as they celebrated the most beloved night. This is Halloween. Their haunting words painted a terrifying picture of a night filled with mayhem and mischief. Really? Really?
What?
Really?
What?
You're humming.
Why did they
It's
trap
okay.
this poor iron golem in a wooden box? That's so rude. I'm gonna kill him.
Oh, did you find a pillager outpost?
No idea. There's a bunch of scarecrows and knock tents.
Yeah, I think you found an outpost. If you find a cage similar to them with, like, glowing blue ghost girls, give them blocks and they'll follow you around.
Okay.
And they'll pick up said blocks for you as they follow you.
I'm just gonna set this cage on fire. And then run away.
Okay.
What else am I supposed to do with
I'm
this
gonna
flint and steel?
I'm going to continue reading.
Okay.
The creature under the bed cackled as he recalled lying in wait beneath a checkered bedspread. With his sharp teeth and glowing red eyes, the creature under the stairs wiggled his snake-like fingers, which had hissed at boys and girls. The Harlequin demon dumped out of a trash can. At the same time, the wolfman burst through a stone wall, followed by the melting man popping out from the sewer. The clown with the tearaway face tottered... What?
Does the Harlequin demon have a Jersey accent?
I hope it does. Can I continue?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. The clown with the tearaway face tottered back and forth on his unicycle, ripping away his face to reveal nothing but a hollow void. And soaring above them all, a pair of witches' sisters snickered as they raced on their brooms, recounting tales of the night's exploits to the jack-o'-lantern heads in the pumpkin patch below. The two-faced mayor of Halloween Town marshaled the procession with an extra spring in his step. His top hat was narrow and so elongated that it nearly doubled his height. He wore his favorite of his two faces, a rosy checkered one with a maniacal grin. Like any good official, he knew how to make a dramatic entrance. On the other side of the gates, the town square was empty except for a few spiders and rats, and the handful of monstrous youngsters who weren't yet old enough for their first Halloween scares. The winged demon and the corpse kid gasped when they heard the jubilant crowd returning. They abandoned the torture game they'd been playing, letting the guillotine slam down on a pumpkin and split it cleanly in two, and rushed towards the gates, just steps behind the corpse kid's undead parents. Meanwhile, perched high over town inside a nearby castle, a rag doll gripped the bars of her cell window, listening to the procession as she combed her long red hair with a broken jawbone. The creaky iron gate rattled itself to life at the gatekeeper's command and rose to allow the procession to enter. Mr. Hyde and the devil were the first through the gates, followed by the mayor, who rode profoundly atop the official town hearse. He threw open his arms in triumph, even though the only person he managed to scare all night had been a sneezy little boy with hay fever. Lights flickered in the windows of the houses like grinning jack-o'-lanterns. The night was a velvet black and starless, lit only by the moon and the greenish glow of the fountain bubbling slime in the center of the town square. Creatures of all shapes and states of decay paraded in a spiraling pattern around the fountain. Despite the axe permanently embedded in the back of his skull, Behemoth hoisted a rope over his blue, flushed shoulder, pulling a straw horse on to carry the pumpkin-headed scarecrow from the fields outside town. To everyone's surprise, the crow atop suddenly sprang to life. The crowd gasped. What clearly devilry was this? With spindly limbs that hinged like those of a daddy long legs, the scarecrow crouched atop his steed, then jumped into the air with a flourish and threw himself into a pit, followed by a pirouette. The scarecrow continued his astonishing performance as his twiggy arms grabbed a torch from the crowd. Everyone fell into a hush. Fire. They marveled that the creature made of straw would dare to hold a torch, but instead of shying away from the flame, the scarecrow toyed with it, and its orange tongue flickered high above. He even thrust the torch straight into his own pumpkin mouth, which caused his straw body to catch fire. The crowd gasped. Even the rag doll, who had snuck out of the castle she called home to join the festivities, peeked around the side of the hanging tree to gaze at the performance. Flames soon engulfed the scarecrow, from fingertip to fingertip. His pumpkin skull started to roast, but the scarecrow continued to dance as flames ate away at his rumpled clothes and dry straw stuffing. He twirled and bowed, a living, breathing, dancing bonfire. The crowd swayed with their claws and tentacles in the air as the scarecrow continued his feverish dance macabre. The monsters clapped in delight as he spun atop the straw horse, shooting off sparks, then leaned in greedily anxious to watch the carnage. Just as it seemed the flames would reduce him to ash, the scarecrow sprang nimbly from the back of the straw horse and dove headfirst into the fountain. Bluish smoke rose as the slime extinguished the flames. All traces of the dancing scarecrow disappeared beneath the surface. The corpse boy and the mummy boy leaned over the fountain to search for any signs of the scarecrow. Towering over the rest of the crowd, the hanging tree stretched out its branches and shambled closer to let its dangling hanged men have a look. Swinging by their nooses, they peered into the slime. Even from their high vantage points, they could detect no trace of him. Suddenly, the crowd hushed again. Rising straight out of the fountain slime was the scarecrow. Only, now the scarecrow costume and pumpkin head were burned away, and a grinning skull rose proudly atop his skeletal body dressed in an elegant pinstripe suit, complete with a wide bat bow tie. The mysterious scarecrow was the town's very own Pumpkin King, Jack Skellington. Okay, the first chapter's over.
Okay.
How are you feeling over there?
Well, I may or may not have accidentally set a forest fire on to burn down the world.
You set a forest fire as I talk about a guy setting himself on fire and dancing.
Look,
Of course you would.
I thought it would be funny if the world matched the chaos that was going on in Nightmare Before Christmas. But then I forgot that literally all of this is an extremely dense forest, so me using up my entire flint and steel would probably be a bad idea.
And you didn't, you set everything on fire and now you have no resources, didn't you?
Well, I'm gonna keep wandering, but I just wanted to watch a spruce forest burn for a while. Also, apparently whatever this is doesn't break if you just punch it. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah.
As I was trying to tell you earlier, the computer's trying to crash, so I just logged out of Twitch and it stopped crashing, so I don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
What chapter do you think would be good enough to stop at?
I don't know. I mean, we can just keep going and see how it looks time-wise.
I was gonna say, I keep going till chapter 4 with breaks in between chapters to talk about it. That way we do 4 per stream, since there's only 21 chapters.
Alright. I did notice the movie actually was very accurate to the book, because a lot of everything that the book was saying was in the movie, like even down to the different like demons it was talking about. Like the clown with the tearaway face has its own line in This Is Halloween.
Yes. And I would like to let everyone know that this copy of the book I have may be like the book may have been made this year for this specific version, but the original copyright was 1993, which is about the same year that the movie came out, I think, or at least a little bit before.
Interesting.
Because it was originally a short story that they based the movie off of. And I do believe this is just the author making it into a full novel based off of the short story that he had told his son. And because it got turned into a movie and it's now a novel, it also has its own movie.
Yeah,
so yeah.
It's definitely helpful having watched the movie before. Well, having watched the movie and played Kingdom Hearts before hearing the book, because I can picture everything and Sora running through everything with perfect clarity.
You bring up Kingdom Hearts one more time, Mrs., and I will be making you stream it.
Okay. Fair. I love Kingdom Hearts. I will die on the grave. I will die on the hill. That Kingdom Hearts story isn't nearly as complicated as everybody thinks it is.
It is so complicated.
Okay, do you want me to do a full stream tomorrow of me breaking down the lore of Kingdom Hearts and making a story flowchart? Because I will. I will do it.
If you want, but just so you know, the fact that you're talking about the lore of Kingdom Hearts means that I'm going to tag GT Not Live in your YouTube comments later. Repeatedly. I will tag MatPat just to watch you.
I already feel bad enough because of a video he just made. I don't want any more attention from them.
I will straight up put a link to you on the Game Theorist subreddit and be like, hey, react to this, please. It's just Kingdom Hearts. Okay. Please. If you do that, I will make MatPat know you. Because I have 12 Reddit accounts.
Next time.
And what do you mean, again?
So, I don't know if you saw it, but Game Theory just uploaded a video titled, "This is why you hate my FNAF theories." I think I might have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
How?
So, like a week or so ago, I made a comment on one of the GT Lives saying that, and like breaking down why I've been kind of like falling off of Theorist as a whole, just because it's getting a bit stale and repetitive. And I felt bad because, like, as I was waking up from oversleeping for the stream, I checked my YouTube notifications, and that was the first thing I saw. So,
Darlin,
I genuinely hope I did not hurt their feelings.
I do hope you know that MatPat made it very clear on his latest GT Not Live session that he reads all of the comments.
Oh, no.
To his videos. Because he likes the feedback and he likes to see how he can make his videos better. But he also likes memeing on people who troll him.
I feel bad. I'm sorry. MatPat, if you are watching this pod, I am sorry. I just am genuinely kind of bored.
I mean, what is there else to do when it's just scary room with lots of space, scary pizza restaurant, or scary burger joint? What else is there to talk about, love? There's a lot of dead kids.
Yeah, but it's not even just Game Theory. Like, all of the channels at this point have, like, their own same thing that they do every time. It's just, it feels a bit repetitive. I miss when you could open up a, like, Game Theory or Film Theory and just never know what you're gonna get. I missed the game. Like, how is my forest fire all the way here? I thought I outran it. Jake, are you seeing that? Are you seeing that fire down there? That is from me. Hey, how?
I love you.
I love you too. Did I run in a circle?
No. Maybe. Okay.
Okay, yeah, tomorrow, I guess we're doing a lore breakdown of Kingdom Hearts. If you... Yeah, I hope anybody who's watching this and wants to check it out is able to. I don't know when I'll be doing it, because I'm still kind of just tired and just mindlessly running through Minecraft right now, but I will probably make an announcement in the Discord when I figure out what time. Because I also have to evaluate like when I'm already doing a scheduled stream tomorrow.
Okay. I'm gonna read to chapter 4, and then the stream's over for tonight, okay?
Okay.
That way you can get some more sleep. I just wanted to do a stream where I actually read my book.
Okay.
Yes, and prepare yourself mentally for what you're about to start. Okay. Chapter 2, 0 days till Halloween. Applause erupted from the crowd at the appearance of their beloved Halloween leader. The night's success was due to Jack Skellington, as it was every year. A debonair skeleton, Jack had once more delivered the most scares in a single night. His ghoulish grin had caused an entire sleepover party to burst into tears. His bone-clacking jig had made countless parents drop their trick-or-treaters' candy bags and run. Truly, the Pumpkin King had earned his title for another year, and his clever performance as a scarecrow... What?
I know it's probably like he did a really scary dance, but the idea of a bone-chilling jig just makes me think he did like an Irish dance in front of some parents, and they were like, oh, the humanity! And just, they're counting that in Halloween Town for some reason.
Okay. Can I continue?
Yeah, the mental image was just really funny.
I get it. And his clever performance as the Scarecrow had been the whipped cream on the pumpkin pie. The Witch Sisters oohed and awed at the handsome skeleton, tossing their pointed hats into the air as the rest of the townsfolk congratulated themselves on a job well done. The clown with the tearaway face balanced his tiny unicycle as he pinwheeled his arms in the air and exclaimed, "It's over!" "We did it," agreed Behemoth, offering his massive belly for a squishy chest bump with the clown. "Wasn't it terrifying?" said the Wolfman, baring his claws at Mr. Hyde and the Cyclops in fond remembrance of the night's scares. What a night, the two of them agreed in his excitement. Mr. Hyde wrapped a chain around the Cyclops' neck, choking him, but the one-eyed monster, gagging, soon turned into a giggle. Still wearing his rosy face, the mayor bounced through
I just love the full stop when I said that. Just you going immediately silent.
You know what? You wish you were the Cyclops right now.
I failed the jump because of that, and I'm not gonna deny it.
You turned pink over there, Mrs.
Just gonna plant some berries down.
Uh-huh. Change the subject, why don't you?
Yep.
Okay, back to the book.
Yep.
Still wearing his rosy face, the mayor bounced through the crowd, eager to be seen standing near Halloween Town's greatest star. "Great Halloween, everybody," he declared. Jack continued to bow and wave away the praise of his adoring crowd, then nimbly stepped off the fountain as the monsters moved aside to make room for him. "I believe it was our most horrible yet," Jack agreed with a gentlemanly bow from his great height. He pressed a bony hand to his ribcage. "Thank you, everyone." "No, thank you, Jack," the mayor chimed in. "Without your brilliant leadership," Jack waved away the praise. "Not at all, Mayor." A vampire with gleaming fangs pressed in. "You're such a scream, Jack." The Witch Sisters with mossy curls elbowed her way to the front, where she cooed, "You're a witch's fondest dream." Not to be outdone, her green-skinned sister purred, "You make walls fall, Jack. Walls fall the first sister interrupted. "You make the very mountains crack, Jack." She battered her cobweb-crusted eyelashes at him and flashed a smile that showed off the mold growing in her teeth. Watching from behind the hanging tree, the rag doll named Sally giggled to herself at the sight of Jack fending off his many admirers. The thick stitching holding on her neck and arms was amateurish compared to the finer stitches that formed her dress of scrap fabrics. But that was to be expected. She'd sewn the dress herself, where her scientific-minded creator, Dr. Finkelstein, had inexpertly shown her. Dr. Finkelstein hadn't given Sally a heart like her head. Her chest was packed with dried leaves and rags, yet she somehow felt a phantom patter at the sight of the Pumpkin King. How happy she was to be here with the townsfolk instead of locked away in Dr. Finkelstein's castle. Thank goodness the deadly nightshade she had placed into her creator's tea had knocked him out long enough for her to escape. Out of nowhere, a small, black-gloved hand reached down and grabbed her wrist. Sally gasped, trying to pull away. Dr. Finkelstein leered up at her through the dark glasses that protected his sensitive eyes. She saw herself reflected in the black lenses, the painted-on features of her doll face looking startled and big. "The deadly nightshade you slipped me wore off, Sally." She tugged at her arm as she tried to pull away. "Let go. You're not ready for so much excitement," Dr. Finkelstein explained evenly. He reminded himself that he had to be patient with new creations like Sally. They were all curious in their first month of life. But that curiosity soon faded once they experienced a bit of freedom and got it out of their system. It was taking longer than expected with Sally, though. Wait a second, did he marry a 1-month-old?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
This just states she is 1 month old.
I always ship Jack with the mayor, just because the mayor is such a total simp for Jack, just constantly. So I always find that nice.
To be fair, when I first saw it, I asked why Jack didn't get with the boogeyman.
Mr. Oogie Boogie?
Yeah, they're the two most powerful things in Halloween Town. Why did they not get together?
Fair enough.
Is it because Oogie Boogie has a lack of morals and a love for feminine thighs?
No, I think it's more of Jack has a thing for how simpy the mayor is.
Okay. I'm gonna continue reading, though.
Yeah.
It was taking longer than expected with Sally, though. I might have accidentally gotten some cat fur in her stuffing, he thought. That could explain her relentless curiosity. Sally continued to tug uselessly as he insisted, "Yes, I am." The doctor's electric wheelchair gave a buzzing drone as he mashed the buttons on it to spin around and drag her towards the castle. "You're coming with me," he growled. His hand was small but claw-like and strong as he pulled her along. "No, I'm not." She dug in her heels, but her cloth boots only slid over the smooth stone path. "It isn't fair. Every single creature in Halloween Town was celebrating the best night of the year, and she didn't want to sit locked in the dark tower all alone, mending lab coats and polishing scalpels." On impulse, Sally tugged on the dark blue thread that attached her right arm to the place just below her shoulder. The string unraveled from the cloth, and she fell back, separated from her own arm. She gasped, feeling unwhole. Then disembodied arm came free in Dr. Finkelstein's hand, causing him to tumble backwards, falling out of his wheelchair. Seeing her creator laying helplessly on the road, Sally stepped backward hesitantly. Could she just leave him and her arm behind? The doctor's lips peeled back to show his small, sharp teeth. "Come back here, you foolish—" Ow! Her disembodied arm must have felt equally upset because it formed a fist and pounded on Dr. Finkelstein's titanium scalp. He sputtered, "Oh, ow." Breathing hard, Sally blinked her dull eyes a few times and then turned and ran. "I'm sorry, Arm. I'll find you again soon." As Sally disappeared into the shadows, the din of the town's celebrations grew louder, monsters pressing in towards Jack, each trying to outdo the others to win the Pumpkin King's favor. "Oh, Jack, you make wounds ooze and flesh crawl," the undersea gal moaned, leaning so close that her briny spray landed on his lapel. Her green scales and fan-like fins on the side of her neck were slick. Her orange eyes blinked enticingly as her pointed blue fingernails reached out for the Pumpkin King. Jack bowed back slowly, holding out his bony hands beseechingly. Thank you. Almost moving as one and more fists blob, the crowd pressed even closer. Jack noticed the town's stone walls at his back trapping him. Granted, a long, dead skeleton didn't need to breathe, but he certainly needed space. The townsfolk had been like this all night, applauding. What?
It's so sweet that I never knew Jack Skellington had social anxiety.
Obviously. Him, like, slowly slinking away, like, please leave me the fuck alone. In the movie, didn't give off that vibe of, please leave me the fuck alone.
Look, I'm very dense, okay? I need it literally spelled out for me.
Yes. He may not need to breathe, but please, for the love of God, you weirdos, give me some space.
See, if it's spelled out like that, then I can understand it.
Okay. I'm gonna continue reading.
Yeah. Oh, well, one more comment. I just want to point out the fact that everybody in Halloween Town wants to bone the skeleton.
Okay. The townsfolk had been like this all night, applauding his every square, oohing at his dancing. It was flattering, truly, so very kind of them, and yet stifling. Thank you very much, Jack said tightly, feeling more than a twinge of irritation. Why was he so bothered by the attention? He spent all year looking forward to Halloween, and he truly outdone himself that night, even finishing off the evening with his dramatic bonfire dance to give the townspeople one final surprise. But if he was honest, he hadn't felt quite the same enthusiasm that year as years before. In fact, something had been shifting every Halloween for the past few years. He'd thrown his heart and undead soul into making Halloween plans, but something had been missing. It all felt so predictable. Can't a skeleton get a few minutes alone? He glanced over his shoulder, eyeing the height of the stone wall. Could he make the jump? Suddenly, a loud voice on a megaphone announced from the town square, "Hold it! We haven't given out the prizes yet." "Ooh!" cried the crowd, turning away from Jack. "Thank you, Mayor," Jack thought. The lure of prizes was enough to draw the crowd back towards the town square. The mayor, beaming proudly on his Diaz, hosted a golden trophy over his shoulder. "Our first award," he declared on his megaphone, "goes to the vampires for the most blood drained in a single evening." Polite applause filled the town square as the vampires glided on the air up to the bandstand to accept their trophy. While the crowd was distracted, Jack took a few steps away. He hoped no one in the crowd turned around and spotted him sneaking off. "A frightening and honorable mention goes to the fabulous Dark Lagoon leeches." The mayor's voice continued from the megaphone as Jack tiptoed away from the crowd, careful not to crunch loud dead leaves beneath his dry bones. Once he felt certain he was in the clear, he sighed in relief. The weight of the world seemed to slip off his shoulders. Finally free, he ambled down the path away from the center of town and past the trio of musicians that made up the undead ensemble, playing a morose serenade in front of the cemetery gates. He tossed a coin into the mouth of their saxophone. "Nice work, Bone Daddy," the sax player said. "Yeah." "Are you okay?"
Yep. Just
Was the
immature.
Bone Daddy... The Bone Daddy was a problem?
I'm just very immature is all.
That is a line from the movie, too. So...
I giggled during it, too.
We're going to be watching this movie a lot later.
Okay.
This is my favorite movie. My room is full of stuffed animals from this movie. I have costumes from years ago from this movie. There's going to be a lot of Jack Skellington. It's one of my go-to comfort movies. That and Coraline. And yes, when I get my hands on the Coraline book, we will be doing a Coraline book stream.
Okay. Also, just a quick Minecraft update. I officially have a gun, and I am armed and dangerous.
What?
I found
Do you
a
mean
gun.
a crossbow?
Close enough.
Do you mean a crossbow?
Minecraft became an FPS, and I am down for it.
It is a crossbow, I'm guessing. Because you have to use arrows, don't you? Okay.
I don't know. I assumed they're crossbow bolts.
Yeah, they're arrows. They're just normal arrows.
Uh,
In Mystic Mesa, you have to make specific things for the crossbows, but in Vanilla, you don't have to, so it's just normal.
Oh, I finally found the cherry blossom trees.
Noise. Setup base.
I can't. This is like the most inconvenient cliff ever. It's a cliff that gets interrupted by a different cliff, and then that cliff gets interrupted by a third cliff, and then they all kind of just interrupt each other.
Then cause mass deforestation, take a shit ton of saplings, and go find some flat land. Also, you can take the flowers off the ground without silk touch. They break into stacks to little things of 4.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay, can I continue? Can I continue reading?
Yeah.
I guess so, Jack said over his shoulder as the graveyard gate rose for him. Just like last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. He wandered in the cemetery in a fog of melancholy, not certain what that year felt so different from the past. On to chapter 3.
That was a short chapter.
Ready? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we're only on page 26.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a second to get some water. So
Okay.
you make weird commentary as you need.
All right.
Okay.
Hope you guys are out. You're back. Cool.
Okay. Chapter 3. 0 days till Halloween. On the opposite side of the cemetery, Sally rested her weary ragdoll body against a tombstone as she gathered fallen leaves from the hole where her arm had been attached. After escaping from Dr. Finkelstein, she'd run straight to the cemetery, knowing that the ghosts that usually hovered close to their tombs would be celebrating and dancing with everyone else in the town square. She'd have the grounds to herself. She listened to the undead ensemble play a gloomy tune on the other side of the wall, then pause their music when the clink of a coin signaled someone tipping them, then take the song back up. How long could she manage without her right arm? Sooner or later she'd have no choice but to return to Dr. Finkelstein's castle for it. But not yet, she thought. She was determined to enjoy her freedom as long as she could. The cemetery gate creaked open, and Sally gasped and scrambled to hide behind the tombstone. Someone else was there. She held her breath as she listened anxiously for the telltale whine of Dr. Finkelstein's electric chair, but instead light footsteps trod on the stone path, no louder than leaves scuffling in the wind. The owner of the footsteps let out a burdened sigh. Sally dared to peek over the top of the headstone and silenced another gasp. It was Jack Skellington.
Hi, Lisa VTuber. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing next? You holding up well?
I'm good.
I'm just wandering around in Minecraft. I'm not used to vanilla, so I'm just experiencing it. And Nex is reading The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Hi.
Hope you enjoy it. I'm good. What kind of game and stream? We are. It's like kind of just chatting, but like also I'm just fumbling around in Minecraft because I don't know how to play vanilla. I also really like Minecraft. It's great. Yeah, I like modded Minecraft a lot.
If you can't figure it out, my wife cannot play vanilla because she stopped playing vanilla like 5 years ago, and this is her first time back in vanilla.
I stream as often as I humanly can. Like, I feel bad when I am not streaming.
Which is why we're streaming me reading.
Yeah, I overslept, and how long have I been streaming? A couple of years now. I overslept today and missed my Super Auto Pet stream, so I decided to pack 2 streams into one and do a Minecraft / reading stream. If you want to go back to reading, looks fantastic. Thanks. My VTuber avatar is off right now because Minecraft just refused to run. I also stream, but not well because my PC is not in good condition, so I'm designing graphics to make my computer. Honestly, I don't have any money, so maybe we can... hang on. So maybe we can play together one day. Awesome. Cool. That actually sounds exactly like what's going on with me. So maybe if you join the community Discord, Nightbot already sent the link. if you could join the community Discord, we can talk more about it.
Yeah, that would be fun. Having more friends is always the best.
Would you like to check out my work? Maybe after the stream? I'm a little busy right now. I'm a little busy doing absolutely nothing. Sorry.
Is it okay to go back to the book now?
Yeah, you can keep reading that. I'll let you know if there's anything more.
Okay. It was Jack Skellington. Why wasn't he at the party in the town square with everyone else? He was the guest of honor, after all, the same as he was every year. She had imagined that Jack would be so wrapped up in the celebration that he'd frolic the whole night long. Yet, on the greatest night of the year, here was the Pumpkin King, alone, like her. Jack tipped his chin up and pondered the starless sky as he meandered through the cemetery in the distance. The wind carried the raucous applause of the crowd celebrating the award winners back in town. Jack sighed to himself as he recalled that, in years past, he had been the one leading them in cheers. His voice the loudest of all as he toasted with bubbly witch's brew. He'd recounted the night's best scares from the winged demon and the corpse kid and mummy boy, who had listened enraptured. He danced until he feared that he might die. Again. But this year, he couldn't shake an itchy bone feeling that this was all the same and would be the same next year and the next year and the next year. As he passed a headstone shaped like a doghouse, he tapped his leg in a beckoning gesture. Come on, Zero. Jack's dog roused his ghostly body from its dirt bed slumber and floated up until it hovered a few feet above the ground. As soon as Zero spotted Jack, his pumpkin nose glowed extra bright. He floated alongside Jack, panting happily. Jack paced up the steepest of the cemetery hills, rubbing the sharp angle of his chin bone. What was this feeling gnawing at his bones? Why couldn't he be content reveling with the others in years? Not even Zero's soft glow cheered him up that night. He leaned on a mausoleum toppled by a demon statue and sighed. He wasn't himself that night, not at all. Everything just seemed so repetitive and dull. He longed for something shiny, something new. Zero floated along Jack with his tongue lolled out. Jack listened as the crowd partied in the distance. For a moment he felt a mild stirring in his marrow as he remembered the night's most wonderful screams in the land of the living. Ah, Zero, you should have seen me tonight, he lamented. It was my most deliciously wicked. He thought back fondly to the members of the sleepover party who had practically screamed off their braces when he popped out of their sleeping bags. He chuckled softly. For all his conflicted feelings, he had to admit there was still something magical about All Hallows' Eve. He climbed onto a tall tombstone stretching to his full height, towering above Spiral Hill and the pumpkin patch beyond. I'm the Pumpkin King, he thought fiercely. That used to mean something. Maybe it still does. He curled his fingers into claws as he practiced one of his more frightening faces. He'd perfected at least 400 expressions of terror. Zero followed along contently. The little dog loved it when Jack was feeling extra scary. He wagged his tail as Jack stepped nimbly from tombstone to tombstone. I'm the foulest thing to ever come back from the dead, Jack thought as he raised his fist towards the moon, feeling the familiar stirring in his bones of a good thrill. All cower when Jack the Pumpkin King stalks the shadows. Zero barked excited. Jack danced his way from tombstone to tombstone, dreamily remembering the triumph years of shrieks and screams. He twirled around the mournful angel statue standing guard at the cemetery gates, and with a pounce, flashed his most frightening face at them. The stone expressions remained unmoving. Jack's limbs slowly sank. The sneer melted off his face. He'd felt a brief moment of the old joy caused by a good scare, but now the weariness was returning to his bones. He slumped against a coffin, resting his chin on his hands. Zero, concerned, nudged his friend with his glowing nose. Jack sighed. It was no use. He'd given his best performance that night, and it had still felt empty. He had to admit that he was simply growing tired of it all. The screams, the scares, what was it all for? I've done it all, Zero, he said. Everything I set out to do. There must be more than this. There simply must. He waved his skeleton hand towards the pumpkin patch in the distance. At the edge of the patch, the woods began. It was a quiet, shadowy place, filled only with hooting owls and strange wind. Jack had never ventured very far into the woods before, because there was no one there to scare, except squirrels. And squirrels scared too easily. They'd scatter if a single nut fell. But now he wondered, what was beyond the woods? Could there be a place where screams no longer echoed, where blood didn't run in the streets? Somewhere else? I've been the Pumpkin King for so many years. Could it be time to relinquish the crown? Give it all up? Zero nuzzled Jack's bony scapula, the pumpkin orange glow on the dog's nose, dimmed at seeing his Jack so melancholic. He yipped, wanting another game of chase on the tombstones. But Jack was already walking along the unfurrowed slope of Sparrow Hill, gazing off into the moonlight, wondering why no one else in Halloween Town understood the uneasy feeling that had settled deep in his marrow. Hiding behind the curved hill, Sally listened with fascination to Jack's sights and confession. She couldn't believe what she had heard. The Pumpkin King, wanting to give up his crown? She touched the hole where her missing right arm should be. Jack felt like he was missing something. She knew that feeling all too well. Only in Jack's case, it wasn't a missing limb making him morose, but some broken part of his undead soul. As Jack wandered down Spiral Hill and off towards the Hinterlands forest, with Zero at his side, Sally rose from her hiding place and pressed a hand against her chest. Jax had everything she had ever dreamed of. That he could crave something more, but the truth was he felt trapped, just like her. Her prison was Dr. Finkelstein's tower, with his iron bars. Jack was a prisoner of his own success. Oh, Jack, she sighed, I know how you feel. Oh, we're at chapter 4.
Yeah, that hearing the book with the actual internal monologue makes that makes it make a lot more sense, because if I remember correctly, in the movie he's just kind of flailing around in the graveyard without much explanation, and I never really understood it.
He's singing a song about, I used to make people scared, but I'm sad. There's no explanation to why he's sad. He just has social anxiety, feels a little stupid, and then suddenly is sad?
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense in the book. I will say that.
Yep. Last chapter of the night, and then the next stream we'll go to chapter 8. Okay?
Yeah. Do you want me to screenshot my little Sakura field I made and show you it?
No, it's fine. I'll be able to see it later when I watch the VODs.
Okay.
You know I love watching your VODs to fall asleep too.
Thank you.
Okay. Chapter 4. 364 days till Halloween. Long after Jack descended Spiral Hill and disappeared into the woods, Sally wandered the cemetery alone to think about what she'd heard. As unbelievable as it was to think that Jack, the Pumpkin King, felt trapped in their town, it made her realize how badly she too longed for something more. Screams were all well and good, but what about love? Companionship, all she'd ever known was Dr. Finkelstein's cold possessiveness. She sank to her knees at the far end of the cemetery, amid the swampy grass, where few other monsters went. Months earlier, she'd been wandering there and stumbled upon a sprig of wild nightshade. Ever since, whenever she'd been able to slip away from her creator, she returned to that herb patch and carefully tended to it. She even collected extra seeds from the witch's sister, who were careless with their potions and tossed their extra ingredients into the ditch outside their cottage. Now Sally had a... What?
Can you hold on a sec? Just real quick.
Of course I can.
Lisa, I don't know if you're still watching the stream, but I already told you I will discuss the details with you off stream, because I am busy right now. So please stop DMing me. I told you I will discuss it with you later, and that is not right now. Okay, you can go back to reading.
Are people being pushy, darling?
Just a bit, but I think I made it clear that I will discuss it with them later.
Okay. Okay, back to where I was.
Yeah.
Their extra ingredients into the ditch outside their cottage. Now Sally had a poison garden bursting with henbane and witch hazel and a thriving crop of deadly nightshade. With her one remaining hand, she plucked a few leaves of nightshade and carefully tucked them into her...
Hold on. Lisa, please don't call me my dear. I am not your dear. I am just some random person you just found on Twitch. Please do not call me my dear. That is not okay.
Oh, hey, by the way, little snowflakes, just so you know, me, the Death Dragon, and the streamer are a couple. And it makes me very aggressive when people get super chummy with my wife. So, please refrain from pet names until you guys become friends.
Lisa, I don't mean to be blunt, but yes, it is your bad, and also you don't need to know where I'm from. Like I don't need to tell you.
Don't make me use my mod permissions to time you out, kid. I will come in there just to time a bitch out.
Like I'm chill with like discussing the whole like streaming together thing, but like this, you're taking it a bit too far, too quickly. Okay, heart emojis. Okay, let's just go back to reading and hope it doesn't continue.
Okay. She plucked a few leaves of nightshade and carefully tucked them into her dress. She sighed to herself, pressing a hand where her missing arm should be, as she looked toward the forest one more time and thought of Jack. One day, she thought, maybe we'll both be free. But suddenly, that day was not today. Sally tried to be as silent as possible as she snuck back into Dr. Finkelstein's castle. Luckily, shoes made of soft cotton made it easy to be quiet. The castle's lanterns had been set low, and she hoped her creator was already in bed, fast asleep. She crept to the cupboard and hunted through the jars for the one labeled Deadly Nightshade and quickly stuffed in the herbs she had harvested from her garden. She was just finished when she heard the whine of Dr. Finkelstein's wheelchair. She crammed the lid on the jar and shoved it back into the cupboard as lantern lights flickered at the top of the long stone ramp that led to the top of the castle. Dr. Finkelstein rolled down to the bottom of the ramp. Sally? The doctor's sharp voice pinned her to the wall. You've come back. She glanced at her shoulder to the cupboard, hoping that he hadn't seen which jar she'd been holding. I had to, she said softly, blinking her dull eyes. He gave a cold grin and pulled his thin lips back over his small teeth. For this, he held up her right arm. It looked sad and alone, just string and stuffing, and she felt guilty for having left it behind. The disembodied hand gave her a small, sorrowful wave. Yes, she admitted. The doctor laughed triumphantly. There was a reason he'd made Sally out of rags. His other creations were fearsome things, robots and reanimated corpses. They did his bidding, but they were brainless, heartless. He had made Sally because he had longed for someone to smile at him, to delight in cooking for him, to brighten up the sullen castle. But he'd made some misjudgment in her creation. He'd made to make her soft through and through. But there was still something undeniably hard inside her, like a wooden button lodged in a sweater. Shall we, then? The doctor motioned to the long, curving ramp that led up to the castle's workrooms. Sighing, she started up the ramp.
I've always hated Dr. Finkelstein. Just such a creep.
Yeah. Her feet tried to object. They wanted to tear themselves off her body and run away to the party in the town square, or wander through the woods with Jack. But she forced them to obey. Dr. Finkelstein, holding up the lantern to light their way, followed her in his chair. The doctor's laboratory sat atop the castle's tower, which had been built in the shape of a giant cauldron. It always reminded Sally of the doctor's head, hard and round, riveted together with iron, with the inside reserved for brilliant but cruel work. In the laboratory, a disassembled hand floated in a clear jar of preserves. Chemicals bubbled from beakers as part of countless experiments. Sally glanced over the equipment with chills. She hated the room, with its cold walls and the smell of sulfur. This was the room where she'd come alive, slowly gaining consciousness out of the shadowy dark, blinking open her eyes. Dr. Finkelstein strapped her back down on a table with leather bindings, then threaded his needle. That's twice this month you've slipped me Deadly Nightshade into my tea and run off, he'd said, as he painstakingly reattached her arm with thread. She smiled in proud defiance 3 times. He growled in annoyance, thrusting the needle dangerously close to her eye. You're mine, you know. I made you with my own hands. She sighed as her gaze went to the rafters. You can make other creations, she reasoned with him. I'm restless. I can't help that. For a moment, Dr. Finkelstein felt fatherly pity for her. He knew that hers was a lonely life, taking care of an old man in a wheelchair. He'd never cared much for the frantic revelries of town, but he could see how a young and naive creature like Sally would be drawn to the festivities. She would learn. All his creations learned in time. It's a phase, my dear, he said, with slightly more sympathy, but then bit off the thread as he finished attaching her arm. It'll pass. We need to be patient, that's all. But I don't want to be patient. As the observatory roof cracked open with a rumbling of machinery, Sally turned to look out at the starless sky over the woods. Was Jack Skellington out there now? Did he feel the same way? So lost? At least, she thought. I refilled the jar of nightshade. The Hinterlands forest was a bleak, empty place. No leaves grew on the twisting trees, no grass crunched underfoot. There were no small animals to bounce on or bats overhead, and yet Jack found himself wandering deeper and deeper, further than he ever had before. The sounds of town died down behind him until he could finally hear nothing but his own thoughts. He was greatly troubled by a growing feeling of discontent. For the past few months, he'd been able to dismiss it. He told himself that he was just overworked, or maybe he'd eaten rancid meat when really a skeleton shouldn't eat anything at all. He'd thrown himself into Halloween preparations and pushed away those nagging feelings that something was wrong, something was empty. But now, when the holiday here and gone, there was nothing left to distract himself with. A light was shining brightly on those nagging thoughts, and he couldn't scare them back into the shadows. Zero barked, wanting to play fetch. Not now, Zero, Jack said. I'm not in the mood. Let me be brawly, he thought morosely. The old fool Shakespeare sure knew how to put the feelings into words. The ghost dog panted persistently, continued to hover around him, and Jack relented. All right, here you go, boy. He broke off one of his rib bones and tossed it deep into the shadows. Zero found the bone in a hollow tree trunk and snatched it up happily. Woof. Hours passed as Jack and Zero continued to meander through the forest. Jack clutched his skull with his thin fingers. He'd never given much thought to the hinterlands, usually so empty and silent. Now he felt a whisper of magic. A curious wind rustled his bat bow tie. Hazy morning light rose in the east. Had he really walked that far? Soon the sun grinned cruelly down on them like a jack-o'-lantern. Jack yawned, blinking into the light, and asked Zero, "Where are we?" Deep in the hinterlands, the trees weren't gnarled and twisted as it had been at the edge of the forest where Halloween Town ended. The sun cast a strange slanted light between the trees. The ground hummed with the promise of something different. The wind beckoned him toward a circular ring of trees. He sniffed the air. Was that the scent of candy? It's something new, Jack realized, with a stirring of interest. Zero suddenly hung back, barking a low warning as though he sensed possible danger amid the trees. But Jack ignored the dog. What is this? He marveled. 7 trees stood like sentinels around the perimeter of a clearing. Someone, or something, had carved bizarre but beautiful shapes into their trunks. The wind whispered secrets of old, making goosebumps erupt on his cold bones. The carvings were strange and colorful, almost like symbols. But symbols of what? He touched his finger to his chin, considering. One tree held a green 4-leafed plant, another showed a heart. Though this heart wasn't pulsating and splurting blood, like the kind Jack was most familiar with, it seemed sweet. And there was an egg decorated festively with soft blues, yellows, and pinks, the colors of spring? How peculiar! Next to it was a carved, fat, brown bird that made his mouth water for some strange reason. The wind shifted, tasting of gravy. Odd, Jack turned in a slow circle in the clearing. Zero barked uneasily again, but Jack was too entranced to notice the dog's hesitation. Golden light, a color he'd never seen before, flittered in through the trees. He felt a tingle through his body that he hadn't felt in decades, life returning to his bones. A delicious curiosity he'd lost somewhere, somehow. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't Halloween Town. He gasped as his gaze fell on a final tree. The widest trunk was carved with a fantastical symbol unlike anything he'd ever seen. It appeared to be a bushy evergreen, decorated with colorful balls and red and white striped candy, and a star on top. There was even little people-shaped cookies that smelled like cinnamon. Jack had never seen anything like it. So shimmery, so sparkly, so jolly. What did it mean? What were those colorful balls and those little cookie men, and the wrapped boxes tied with bows at the base of the tree? Entranced, Jack drifted towards the magical tree, with the wind at his back. Delighted, he realized that one of the colorful balls wasn't a ball at all, but a knob. Its shiny brass reflected his own grinning skeleton skull. Before he knew what he was doing, he reached out to the knob. His bones quaked with excitement. He'd never experienced anything like this. The ball turned in his hand and opened a door. A realization struck him with the light. The carvings were secret doorways. Oh, what magical creature had done this, and why, and where did the door lead? As he peered through the newly opened doorway, his jawbone dropped in wonder. Behind him, Zero hovered anxiously. A frosty breeze twirled from within the tree. The space inside the tree was dark, but seemed somehow alive. Jack heard the tinkling of distant bells. The sound enticed him forward into the dark. Zero growled at the strange, strong wind that carried the smell of freshly fallen snow. Jack turned back toward his dog, concerned, but the wind had other ideas. It grew powerful enough to pull Jack through the open door. Zero flew backward just in time to avoid the sudden gust, but Jack wasn't as fast. The wind pulled Jack straight through the magical doorway and into the swirling darkness.
That is
Chapter's
such
up.
a good cliffhanger, I gotta say. I had a comment, but I couldn't remember what it was. Never mind then. Clearly wasn't
It's
that
okay.
important.
Okay.
Oh, I remember what it was. So I'm gonna ask you this because you know way more about the Nightmare Before Christmas lore than I do. Does Jack just like not remember when he was human or something?
No. It's stated pretty clearly throughout the movie and throughout this book that he doesn't remember anything from before he was undead, and everything that he wanted to do in death that he got reanimated and was able to do just pretty much went down to being a bad person and scaring people, and now he's kind of tired. He's just like, I don't understand. But when he finds all this, he's like, what the fuck is this feeling? Why is this familiar? Have I lived this before?
Because I originally thought that the monsters in Halloween Town were just always monsters, but there were a lot of times during like the prologue and stuff where it's like he mentions the fact that he has in fact died, and which implies the fact that he was human. So that's why I wanted to ask if he just doesn't remember it or something.
Yeah, there's like a running theory for the movies that the guy, Victor from Corpse Bride, is actually Jack.
Wait, really? Victor is
As a human.
Jack?
That's the running theory. They haven't confirmed it, but the way that Victor acts in The Corpse Bride is very similar to how Jack acts, walking through cemeteries, talking to himself, singing to himself.
Being into corpses.
Being into dead women. I mean, even down to the fact that if this is really the right, like if that theory's true, Victor being Jack makes sense because Jack ends up marrying an undead zombie lady that is blue.
Yeah, I also...
It would make sense.
It would make sense if this was Victor, because Victor just loves cheating on people. So... Although it would beg the question of, like, why wouldn't Victor end up in the same underworld as we see in Corpse Bride, and instead end up in Halloween Town? I kind of want to know the backstory for that.
Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't filled in why some dead things go to Halloween Town, but other dead things go to Purgatory.
Okay. I didn't even realize the movies were in a connected universe, but that is just so cool.
Some people even believe that the guy from Frankenweenie happens to be a descendant of Victor because he's got the same name and looks very similar.
And it is into dead things.
No, but here's the thing. Frankenweenie is about a boy named Victor who watched the Frankenstein movies a little bit too much. And once his dog, his wiener dog, got hit by a car and died, he dug up its corpse and brought it back to life.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole movie is just a silent film about that.
I guess if you try hard enough, you could link any of his movies together. I'm pretty sure you could even make an argument that the like underworld we see in Beetlejuice is the one from Corpse Bride.
I mean, to be honest, they've confirmed that, yeah.
Oh, that's just an actual canon thing?
Yeah, the underworld of Beetlejuice and the Corpse Bride are pretty much the same area, but in Beetlejuice you just kind of see the waiting area for humans who want to haunt things instead of people who want to pass on but are stuck.
Okay. I wonder how you link in the Batman movie that he made into all of this.
Joker makes references to the stop motion movies in some of his props.
So wait, so we're using Joker to link his Batman movie to his other movies. So does that mean all the Batman movies are also in the same connected universe now?
Yes, and also Coraline is in it because one of the snow globes on her fireplace is actually Jack and Sally.
That is so cool. I love him just casually taking every media franchise into his universe. I can't wait for the FNAF Coraline crossover, to be honest.
Oh my god, that would be so amazing. I would die if that was a thing. It would be amazing. Okay, chapter's up. Okay. We got a cliffhanger for next time.
Yeah. Do you want to stick around for the outro, or do you want me to deafen so you don't have to listen to me do it?
Deafen.
Okay. Hang on, I'll switch over to Discord.
I'm gonna get some snackage. See ya.
See you at the stream. Well, guys, I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed the story time. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't like commentate much on Minecraft, but it just turned out to be the thing of like I just don't want to interrupt her when she's reading because she just sounds so nice, and like I just love her voice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me slowly amass my little Sakura farm. And I hope you didn't get too angry about the fact that I was just fumbling my way through vanilla, because I have no idea what I'm doing. If you did enjoy it, make sure to follow. There's a little button down below the stream, or the link is in the description of the VOD. If you are watching the VOD or want to watch the VODs, make sure to subscribe to be notified of when future VODs go live. The link is right down and right above the chair in the chat. I would gesture to it with my head, but my rig is off right now. If you liked both or just want to hang out with us off stream, preferably not in a parasocial way, the link to the Discord is again in the chat or in the description of the VOD. If you really liked it and have like 3 spare bucks, feel free to check out the Patreon. Patrons get thanked at the start and end of every stream. You get access to special early access versions of any video games I am working on designing at the time, and you get access to exclusive Discord channels. Additionally, you get access to highlighted videos of the VODs 7 days before they are posted to the YouTube. And you also get to help a trans person buy a Blaha, so that's pretty cool. That's about it. I hope you had fun, and we're gonna raid Bulldog because Bulldog's going, and they're pretty cool. Slash raid. Okay. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope you stay minty. Bye bye. Peace out.